Cool, perfect. Alright, so let's set our feet into place. I'm gonna come hip width distance with my feet and just establish my base right here. Lisa, welcome. Good to see you, always. If you think about the tripod of your foot, your big toe, peak, your toe, and heel, I'm going to drive those into the ground with some soft, buoyant knees. Now from here, I'm going to press to the outer edges of my feet and stretch the mat apart beneath me. I should be able to get those glutes to fire off, so let's go ahead and pull that pelvis underneath. I'm just tucking it under, stacking my rib cage directly over my pelvis. So shoulders down and back. Let's go ahead and reach those fingertips down and out. And I'm going to get nice and tall through the crown, as tall as you can get, and then go ahead and tuck that chin in and start to get 10 deep breaths. 10 deep breaths at your own pace, wherever you're at. Deep inhale to fully bring it in, and then exhale, just let it go. At your own pace, 10 breaths. Lock yourself into your tall standing posture. Allow yourself to release on every exhale. Fill up that diaphragm like a balloon. Inflate and deflate. I got 5 more breaths. Deep inhale. Nice audible exhale. Last 2 right here. Perfect. Last one. Perfect. Shake it off there. Alright, let's get the feet here. So I'm no hands on this one. I'm gonna come to the outer edges of my feet. Kind of get used to loading up, putting some weight on the sides. And then let's come to my heels. Let's find the balance, take a quick pause up here at the top. And then I'm gonna come to the inner edges, come into my arches, see if I can pull my knees together, see if there's any tension lying in my hips. And then let's go ahead and pull the heels up. So this will require some balance. And then let's go ahead and continue to trace the outer edge of our foot. So you're bringing it in and all the way around. Testing the durability of our ankles, leading into some knees, leading into our hips, and then change directions all the way around. Hands are optional. You can keep them close, keep them up for balance, or you can place your hands gently above the knees. And then go ahead and flatten those feet out. Let's keep our feet nice and flat now. All right, let's keep in that same direction. 3, 2, and 1. Change directions. Keep it going with these knee circles. I should be trying to push all the way around to open up. Create nice big circles. Deep inhale, deep exhale. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Guys, we're just moving through some joint mobility. Everyone else who's joining in, please send in your requests. This next one, guys, I'm just gonna slide 1 foot back. So if I'm on the track, I'm gonna slide 1 foot back. I'm using my right back behind me first. Lock my feet in. We're gonna do hip circles. So before that, I wanna kind of see where my hips are at. I'm gonna do tucking under, tilt forward, just kind of test, see if there's any tension lying in my low back. I should have an active glute at the top. If I think of a bucket of water, I'm gonna tilt that bucket forward and then pull it back under. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's go all the way around. I wanna try and push out to each corner, slow and controlled. This is probably one of my favorites, just because it adds variability to these hip circles. The staggered stance really forces me to focus on what my back leg and my front leg are doing in 2 different positions. 3, push it all the way around. 2, and change directions. Looking for any tension on the lateral side of the hips, even into the obliques even. 3. Push those hips all the way around. Breathe into it. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And relax. Go ahead and switch it up. Bring that other foot forward. Other foot straight back. Lock those knees in. Shoulders down and back. Go ahead, same thing. Pelvic tilt. So rolling forward with my pelvis. Tucking under with my pelvis. Tilt forward. Tuck back under. Tilt forward, tuck back under. And we're paying attention to any imbalances. Maybe I might be stiffer on my left than I am on my right. And let's just go ahead and breathe into it. Trying to work on evening out both sides of the body here. Alright, now hip circles all the way around. So choose a side, shoot it out. Doesn't matter which direction because we're going to go both. Keep those feet nice and stable. Keep them locked in. Soft knees. Push those hips all the way around. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Breathe into those hips. All that muscle tissue that surrounds our pelvis, leading into our rib cage, and then the muscle tissue that connects our rib cage down to our lower limbs, down to our knees. We're focusing on getting everything out of there. Get the gunk out of that system there. Here, go ahead and change directions. Pushing all the way around. Push, 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 push. 3. Big circles, big circles. 2. And 1. Perfect, perfect. All right, shake it off, shake those legs off. All right, here we're gonna go big toe to pinky toe. Now I'm gonna go ahead and roll one over. All the weight is on that loaded leg. And then gently big toe to pinky toe. All right. So everything upstream, everything from the ankles upstream plays a difference on what goes on up here. Our spine is our powerhouse. So cervical, thoracic, lumbar spine, that's our powerhouse. But everything does start from the ground up. So that's where I like to start. Sometimes I go from head down. So let's set our feet back into place here. All right, I'm gonna shift the weight over to that left leg. Nice steady balance here. And now I'm gonna go point and pull my toes in. Point and pull my toes in. So I'm looking to find the balance on that plant leg. Nice and strong and stable. Everybody else that's jumping in, hey, if you got 5 minutes to sit in with us, get what you can of some mobility here. I would love to have you. Or send in your requests, any target areas. But we're targeting hips today. We will go down to the ground, so just to give you guys a heads up, we're gonna go down to the ground for some work here. Hey, what's up, Alec? What's going on, my guy? What do we got? Hey, that guy does jiu-jitsu. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You can tell by my right ear. All right, guys, let's go ahead and switch. All right, load up that leg, nice and planted. Find that glute, stable knee, flat foot, strong ankle there. Point and pull. I do all of these to help me continue to train jiu-jitsu. All the joint locks, joint manipulations, all the positions that you have to put yourself in. I do need all those ranges of motion. That's why I like to do these mobility works here. A couple more pumps, so pulling in, pushing as far out as I can. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect, perfect. All right, now let's go. I'm gonna keep the toes pulled in. We're going back to balance on that other leg. I'm gonna go up with it, out, and around. I wanna keep my toes pointing forward, so as I bring my leg around, my toes are still pointing forward. I'm not leaning over. I'm just trying to make a big circle with those hips there. Let's do 2 more. We're doing 5 on each side. Keep that leg locked out. Keep it straight. Perfect. Switch it up. Other side. Keep that leg locked out. Pull those toes in. I'm going up and around. Stay nice and tall through the crown. Don't let your body lean over or lean over to the side. I want to stay as vertical as possible. Let's do 2 more here. Keep the legs straight. Keep it locked out. And perfect. Shake it off. We're going to go back with both legs now. So Kicking the heel. I don't have to come too high. I just want to feel that glute. And then start to bring it around. 5. At your own pace. Coming up with it. Breathe. Last 2. Last 1. Perfect. Whenever you're ready, switch it up. Finish your 5 on both sides. And again, let's take note of any of those imbalances. I might be tighter on one side. I might have more stiffness with these hip circles. All right, perfect. So let's come to since we're targeting a little bit of the lateral lines, getting these hips in, I'm gonna reach up and over, keeping my hips locked in. Then I'm just gonna reach down and up and over, down and out. We're gonna come back to the hips, but I do want to kind of wake up our thoracic spine, get some side bends, muscles leading into our shoulders, lats, so on and so forth. 3, exhale into it as you reach 2, and last 1. All right, perfect. Let's go off that same motion thing. Same motion. I'm gonna reach now. Lower body stays stable. Lock those hips in. Reaching. I like to have my arms out. You can do elbows to lead. As long as my lower body doesn't move. My lower body should stay stable. Active through those feet. Alright. For me, I feel stiffness over on my right side. So I'm gonna breathe into it. And I'm just looking to open up that end range. Wherever my end range is at, I want to exhale into it to see if I can push it just a little bit further past that line. All right, now let's bring the elbows in. We're gonna go rotation now at the spine. My hips don't move, so don't let the hips go along for the ride. My hips stay square to the front, reaching back. Pull the elbow, reach on the exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep the shoulders down, stay tall. Pull the elbow, reach back on the exhale. Focus on that rotation. Keeping those hips square to the front. Let's do one more. Perfect. All right, now we're gonna target the thoracic spine here. So I want my sternum, my chest and my mid-back to go forward and back. So I'm gonna add my tailbone in there. I'm gonna add my cervical spine, my neck here. So I'm gonna drive my tailbone back, throw my head back as I pull my chin up, squeeze those shoulder blades, and then tuck my pelvis under, tuck my chin forward as I cave my chest in, rounding out my back. And I'm looking to press in between my shoulder blades. So inhale, open up. Exhale, pull forward. Inhale, open up. Exhale, pull forward. Pull open. Close it out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Reach. Inhale, last one. Exhale, and as you reach this end point, I'm gonna do a little side bend, so rotate. If you have a gun, let's go ahead and rotate your gun to the side. And relax. Cool. Perfect. All right, let's get the neck real quick and then we'll come back. So I'm gonna go ear to shoulder. Inhale, as I come up, exhale, as I drop. So palms forward, shoulders down and back. Keep those hips tucked under. And just go side to side, taking note of any tension. We have a lot of muscle tissue that connects from our neck to our shoulders, our shoulder blades, even into the base of our skull, into our jawline. Affects our breathing. So how we breathe directly affects the muscle tissues, and the muscle tissues directly affect how we breathe. So let's take care of that neck. Alright, now let's go forward and back with our chin. I'm going to go forward and jut, and then tuck back in. So jut that chin forward and then tucking it back in. See how far I can reach back, and then see how far I can tuck my chin, almost like I want to touch my chin to my back of my throat. Comfortable breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Alright, now let's pull that chin up. See if I can find a stretch down the front of the throat. And then I'm going to touch my chin to my chest. See if I can find a stretch to the back of the neck. Sometimes, or actually, when I used to live in pain, I used to feel this one in my mid-back, my thoracic spine. So, a lot of these joint sequences lead into the other. My neck muscles play a factor down the line, play a factor on everything down the line. So if I target everything, it affects everything. Does that make sense? If I target one thing, it affects others. Alright, now let's look back behind us. I'm going to try and look back behind me, lead with my eyes, looking for a stretch on this opposite side. Just going left to right. See if I can push my cheekbone to that back wall. Or for in my case, I have to pull back here, pull side view. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Let's do one more. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Perfect. Go ahead and tuck that chin. And I'm going to slowly go all the way around. So as I start to look up, I'm going to take the inhale. As I start to roll forward, I'm going to take the exhale. Slowly. Making sure my shoulders stay down. Don't let them rise as I pull my head back and over. And then go ahead and change directions. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. Inhale back. Exhale forward and down. 3, 2, and relax. Cool. Alright guys, one of my favorite variations, the spinal rolls. Nice, good little reset here. So, taking an inhale at the top. I'm going to tuck my chin, and my chin stays tucked. I'm going to exhale as I forward fold, one vertebrae at a time. Exhaling into that forward fold. Find a nice little hamstring stretch. If you need to relieve pressure off the low back, just go ahead and bend those knees a little bit more. Create a little bit more slack in those hamstrings, and just kind of feel it out. See where you're at for today. You can rotate and knuckle drag to one side, coming to the other side. So I'm coming on the outside of the foot, on the right, outside of the foot, on the left side. Let the neck hang. You can do a couple yes and no's. See where my neck is at for the, as it hangs down. Alright, and then slowly push the knees forward. Push your hips forward. Pushing into the ground. To stand back up. Let's do one more of these. You spend as much time as you need to in that bottom position. Let's do one more. Take a big inhale. Slowly pull the crown of my head down. Arms release. Let the shoulder blades roll off the rib cage. Perfect. 3, 2. Take some breaths here. And as soon as I'm ready, I'm going to walk my hands down to the mat, dropping my knees. Alright? So I'm going to tuck my toes under, and then I'm going to flatten them out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tuck my toes under, kind of see where I'm at. For me, I have a little bit of a knee issue on my left side, so I can't really push back as much as I want to. So I'm going to sit back on one of them. It's causing a little pain for me. So I'm going to sit back on one of them, taking my time, and then I'm going to switch. Flatten out the foot, sit back. So if you're using both of them, I'm just coming from here to flat feet. Rocking forward and back. Alright, just kind of see where those toes are at. Perfect. So tabletop position, I should have knees underneath my hips, my wrist, elbows directly underneath my shoulders. I'm going to pull my shoulders down. I'm going to lengthen my spine out. For this one, let's go ahead and bring my left foot up right next to my left palm. Alright, so pull the shoulders down and back. I'm going to open up my knee out, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring my palm on top of my foot. Alright, so as I push it as far out as I can, I'm going to kind of see where that end range is at, see how far it'll allow me to. I should feel it in the groin and my hip a little bit, and then I'm going to straighten out and come back. Kind of see where I'm at with that hamstring. And then I'm going to come inward. So I'm going to bring my knee as far in as I can and then forward. Alright, so use this outside hand for balance. As I go all the way around to hit all 4 points, we want to try to target the knees as I lead with the knees, but we're kind of getting into those hips here. Do about 5 one way and 5 the other way. Go ahead and change directions. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Depending on how stiff you are, this will be a great one for you at the hips. When you think about the ball and socket, you're kind of creating more space into that ball and socket there. Alright, once you finish your 5 on that side, let's go ahead and switch it up, other side. Alright, same thing, other side. I'm going to push as far out as I can first, see where my hips are at. See if you guys can see me this way here. Push as far out, and then let's go back, see where our hamstring is at. Allow myself to fold over, and then I'm coming inward, pushing in, and then as far forward as I can. When I pull forward, make sure that the heel doesn't come up. I can also kind of test my ankle mobility here. And let's go all the way around. At your own pace, we're doing 5 on one side. And then 5 the other direction. 3, 2, and relax. Perfect. Alright, that same side leg, let's go, back to that left leg. I'm just going to kick it straight out. Alright, so if I have my tabletop position, I'm taking one of my legs to my tables, out. I'm going to take an inhale at the top, stretch out the wrist, and then sit back on the heel, looking for a stretch right in here. So we're just rocking. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Really spread those fingers. I want to throw my weight over my wrist to see how far I can stretch them out, and then rock back. 5 on one side. I've got 2 more. Last one. Perfect. So keeping the same leg right there. I want to keep that foot nice and planted. I'm going to bring my elbow in. I'm going to reach straight up and around to my low back. Alright, so I'm pushing into this bottom hand, opening up my chest, and then I bring it down. Let's do 5 there. So if I'm in this stable position, reach up and back. Tucking that chin, don't let the head hang. Push into the ground. Last 2. Last one, deep inhale. Deep exhale as I pull it back behind me. Alright, go ahead and switch. Bring the other one in. Other one comes out. Lock that foot into place. Legs stay straight. Spread the fingers from the hands. Coming up on the inhale. Exhale, sitting back. Inhale forward. Doing 5 repetitions. Sitting back. Looking for that stretch there. Inhale forward for 3. Inhale forward for 2. And last one. forward and as far back as I can. Even if you don't reach all the way back, that's okay. I want to try and push that range there. Alright, so elbow in, push him to the ground, reach, and pull behind my low back. I feel a lot tighter on my right than I do on my left. So my intention is my breath. Inhale. Push him to the ground. Exhale. Breathe. Nice and fluid. Inhale up. Exhale, pull. We got one more. Inhale, reach. And back here. Perfect. Alright. Nice. Next one, guys. Next one. I'm going to thread it. So I'm going to thread my arm all the way through. I'm going to blade my hand. So I'm going to pull my elbow. And as I thread it through, I'm going to plant my hand and drop my shoulder to the mat. Hanging out here for a couple seconds, and we're doing 5 reps. Inhale, open up that chest. Exhale, reach. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach. Really press that blade of the hand into the mat so I can pull and get some traction. One more repetition. Inhale. Exhale. Alright, switch it up. Same thing on the side. Inhale, push, pull, reach. Thread it through. Spend some time on that first repetition. 5 reps. 2. Last 2. Pull, push into the mat, and reach. Alright, nice. Alright, let's get a little bit more at the pecs and the shoulders here. So I'm going to reach as far out as I can, and then rotate in, drop my shoulder as I look away. Alright, so same arm. Drop the shoulder, rotate out. Rotate in, drop the shoulder. Spend some time on that exhale. Spend some time breathing into that shoulder, into that pec. Press that hand into the mat. Last one. Alright, switch it up. Reach and rotate in. Press the back of your hand into the mat. Drop that shoulder. Last 3. Looking away from it. 2. Finish out one more. Perfect. Alright guys, let's come to a seated position here. So on my seated position, I want to bring my feet out in front of me, getting nice and tall. So if I have to use my hands, I'm going to use my hands. You come out as wide as you need to. All we're going to do is just drop our knees. So I want to always come back to this tall position here. Using my hands to balance, I'm just going to drop one way. My knees should be close to the ground. I should be nice and tall. Settle in. Rotate one way, get the hips. Let's go the other way. Get tall, rotate into it, kind of check in, and let's just go back and forth. As you go from one side to the other, check back in. I want to drop my tailbone into the mat, pushing, and then rotate over. Coming back up. Keep the chest proud, shoulders down, nice and tall through the crown. Alright, we're kind of just checking in with our hips right now. Just checking in. Keep it going, guys. Let me check these comments. Knees should be slight bent. Yeah, slightly bent on the spinal roll. Sorry about that. I missed that one there. If you have low back issues, the more you bend your knees, the more you relieve some pressure off it. But it's totally on you. Just find that stretch there. Spinal roll should feel good. Should be no pain. Even on these too. If you have stiffness here, I should have no pain. I should find that stiffness and breathe into it, looking for my body to just settle into that bottom position. Alright? So now as we drop our knees, now we're going to get a little bit more fluid with it. As I drop, I'm going to plant this back hand. I'm going to come up on my knees, my shins, shooting my hips forward, reaching up and back behind me, and then I pull it back in. Alright? Keep that linear posture. Keep my spine straight from one side to the other. Drive your knees into the mat. Drive your hips forward and out as I reach, looking for a nice good stretch all the way down the line into my pinky. Pull the elbow back in and just keep going. Stay straight. Stay postured up. You should feel good on the front side of the hip there. Depending on how tight you are, breathe into that stiffness. So I notice going from one side to the other, on these particular drills, my left side isn't so great. When we were doing a few of the other drills, my right side was a little bit more tight and stiff. So the body changes. It's crazy. The body will tell you, it'll let you know. Any pain, stiffness, tightness, that's the body sending signals to the brain that, hey, something's just slightly off. I might not feel that pain, but it's possible that it could lead into something else. Alright, so here, this next one. As I go back and forth, now I'm gonna come up on it. So I wanna use the momentum or use all of my hips. I can use this back hand, but as I go from one side, oops, I'm gonna run into it. Go from one side, I'm gonna reach and come up. Let my hips settle in, and then slowly bring it back down. I wanna have full control coming up, full control coming down. Right, so as I switch, I'm gonna come up on my hips now. Allow my hips to settle in, get tall, and then slowly bring it back. So if you need to open up your knees a little bit, if you need to bring them closer, whatever is easy for you, I want you to work on stability at the top, work on creating momentum to keep it coming up, full control up, full control down. We're working mobility at the hips, now we're working a little bit of stability at the hips. Let's find those stable positions. Maintain that posture. Let's do a couple more. One more on each side. One more on each side. Perfect. Alright guys, let's go hands down on the mat in front of me. Come into a tabletop position. Go ahead and sit all the way back. You can have toes tucked under. I'm just going to allow my shoulders to just drop, allow my chest to drop. One side and then the other, kind of feel it out. And then from back here, keeping my hips back, I'm just going to rotate over to one side, 45 degrees. If I'm going to my left, my right arm should be reaching a little bit further back. Alright, so all we're going to do is take an inhale at the top, exhale And rotate that palm out or that thumb out and then back in. 5 on one side. Really looking to lengthen. Finish out your 5 reps. And whenever you're ready, slowly walk it over to the other side. Reach that left hand further on the right. And then exhale. Keeping my arms straight, so don't let the elbow come down to the mat. Don't let the elbow reach the ground. And you're looking to lengthen and stretch. Coming up. Let's do it one last time forward. Get those hips all the way back. See if I can find any more release in that upper body. Any more tension that just kind of dissipated as I went from right to left. And then slowly coming up to a tabletop position. Let's go back to a half kneeling position. So I'm going to go left foot forward. Alright, put my glasses back on. On this one here, I want to make sure that my hips are tucked under the entire time. So as I tuck my hips under, I should feel my glute fire off. I should feel my hip flexors fire off as well too. This is what we're targeting. We're targeting the stretch right here. So without our hips move, or without me leaning forward, I'm gonna drive my knee forward and my hips forward. So driving my knee and my hips forward, and then just coming back up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, drive forward. Inhale at the top. Exhale forward. There's no leaning. Don't let your hips come out of place. Don't let them unlock. Keep them locked in. If you have to use this outside hand, I want you to push your hips forward. One more. Alright. Staying on the same side. All we're going to do is straighten out this front leg. So I'm looking for a hamstring now. So now I'm hinging. Now I do lean. Looking for the stretch. I can even drop my hands if you want to. Make your adjustments. But find that stretch. Shoot my hips forward. Posture up. And then hands can come on the inside or they can come around and over that leg. As long as I'm looking to find that stretch, just straighten out. Inhale up. Exhale. Find that stretch. Inhale forward. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale. Alright, bring both hands down. Nice and easy. Bring that leg back. Let's bring that other one up. Posture up. Same thing, tucking that pelvis underneath. Roll those shoulders down and back. Proud chest. Open heart. Leaning forward, drive the knee forward and the hips. And then come back in. Exhale. Come down. Inhale up. Release. Try and find that stretch. Front of the hip, the quads. Breathing into it. Deep inhale at the top. Fill up the belly and then exhale. Into those hips. Let's do one more. And forward with it. Alright, now as I come back up, I'm going to straighten out this leg now. Make your adjustments if you need to. That back foot is pressing into the mat, so my toes are pressing into the mat. Look for that stretch. Inhale at the top, exhale. Reach your shoulders. Inhale at the top, exhale. Forward. Let's do one more. And exhale. guys. So I'm gonna face forward again. But we went from half kneeling forward. Now we're gonna go out with it now. So I'm gonna do that same sequence, that knee drive without rotating out. So I'm looking for a stretch here, wherever I can find it, driving that knee forward, keep myself square to the front. Just kind of see where I'm at going out to the side. See how far I can open up, bring my knee over my toes. Don't let the shoulders rotate out. So just keep it going at your own pace. 3, 2, let's do one more, and 1. Perfect. Just go ahead and switch it up. The toes are pointing outward. My heel is in line with my knee. 3, 2, and drive. Definitely more stiffness on my right. But I'm also feeling something on this outside hip on the left. So take a mental note. This is just driving more awareness to your body. How much are you truly aware of your body and what's going on? Let's do 2 more. And last one. Perfect. All right, let's bring this one forward again. And then now this I have my left knee down. I'm gonna reach my left arm up and over. Find that nice good stretch. Deep inhale, deep exhale. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and switch it up. We're gonna reach over on the other side. All right. Hold it for 2 breaths. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Really lengthen. Last one. Perfect. All right, guys. Coming to a seated position here. We're gonna target the neck real quick, and then a little bit of the hands and the wrist. So, only reason why I'm coming to a seated position because I don't know where you guys are doing your practice from. So if you do have the liberty to move around, that's perfect. Coming from standing to the ground. But if you are behind a desk, this one's specifically for you guys. So if I'm at a desk, I want to make sure that I'm sitting nice and tall. Generally, I would like to come up to the edge of my chair so I can lock my feet into the ground a little bit more. But for this one, so we did target the neck already, but I do have the liberty, if you're seated, to not allow the hips to move. So now I can isolate just a little bit more. It's a different feeling doing these ear to shoulder neck exercises when I'm standing, and then a slightly different feeling to do them when I'm seated. Alright, so now let's go forward and back. So I'm going to jump forward. Same thing with these. It's a different feeling when my lower body is out of the equation. So hands can be gently on your knees. You can have them inside. Totally up to you, as long as your chest isn't moving forward with the neck. Okay? And then forward and back. Let's go side to side. So I like to use a box. I like to use a prop. Excuse me, I was looking for the word. Looking for a prop. Alright. Left to right. You can drop the hands. Excuse me. That turtleneck. Ready? And then let's go forward and around. Trying to hit all 4 corners. We're going forward. Let's come out with it and back. And all the way around. 3. Even if it's slow, even if it's minor, change directions. Keep it going. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Shake those shoulders off. Let's go forward with the shoulder rolls. See if we can unlock the muscles that surround the shoulder blades. Leading into the neck. Keep it going, guys. Let's go forward with it. I think something happened here. in Facebook land. Something's going on here. All right, let's go backward with those shoulder rolls. So staying in that seated position. Hands are light. 3, 2, and 1. All right, now forward again, but alternating. Rolling forward, rolling forward. I like to do these at my desk. Helps me keep moving. Takes away some of that stiffness that leads to my neck, and then let's go back. So Facebook, something's going on with Facebook. It's not allowing me to play it, so my guys on Instagram, just hang in there if I have to stop for whatever reason. All right, relax it, relax it. Let's come out with it. So let's say I'm over my keyboard, over my desk. I'm gonna bend at the elbows, and then I'm gonna push my knuckles out, 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 as I bring them around. So my elbows stay elevated, keeping them forward. I'm crossing my thumbs in, and then I'm pushing my knuckles out, 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 and around. All right, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now let's go fingers to fan. So I'm going pinky and pull it into my thumb like an ice cream cone. Here, ice cream cone. And thumb to pinky. Okay, so I'm press them together. Pull them in and press them together. Pull them in and then open up. And the more you get fluid with it, one at a time, as fluid as you can make it, try and coordinate. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Alright guys, this last one here, we'll do this last one here. I'm going to go arms open. This is another one of my top 3 for being at the desk here. I'm going to go over to reach the opposite shoulder blade, and then under to reach the opposite shoulder blade. So if I'm doing it facing away, I'm coming over, palm facing in, and under, palm facing out. I should try and reach. As long as my head doesn't come forward when I'm trying to reach, I want to keep my posture, keep my head back. And I'm just alternating. See if I can open up. Exhale into it. Don't let that ribcage flare out. Let's keep it packed in. Three, 2, and relax. Perfect, perfect. Shake it off. Round that back out. Before we get into some breathing, give yourself a big hug. And then let's roll forward. Feel out the muscles of the mid-back, tuck the chin. And let's go out with it. Let the head hang over. Let's go back and over. So give yourself a nice big hug. Put in some good work today. And then change directions. See if I can take it the opposite way. Trying to fill out the obliques. Fill out those muscles of the back, the mid-back. Keeping my core active. And relax, relax. Alright guys, so I like to finish out with some breathing. Some type of breathing technique for you to take with you. Today it's going to be 4 seconds in, 8 seconds out. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. So it's going to be an inhale for 4, exhale for 8 seconds. Alright, so I'm doubling up on my exhale. Inhale for 4 seconds, 8-second exhale, nice and slow. Alright, at your own pace. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 8. Fill up that belly. Exhale. Fill it up to the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Finish out. Last one. Exhale. And relax. Allow yourself to fold over. Finish out with some neck circles. Kind of check in. Got that blood flowing. Got those muscle tissues nice and open. Hopefully we were able to unlock any stiffness, any pockets of tension you may have had. I really appreciate you guys. I love you. Let's keep this going every Tuesday, Thursday. You guys know where to find me. Send in your requests, and we'll keep it going. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.